Hello there techies, this is Malay Vasada and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will take a look at how can we work with Microsoft Forms. When you want to gather any feedback of an event, take out some surveys, and also as an intake form when you are looking to get some more information. So we are going to take a scenario of a company annual conference. Now this event typically involves multiple sessions, speakers, networking opportunities, and various logistics elements, making it ideal for a feedback form. So let's deep dive and create a feedback form using Microsoft Forms. So let's get started. Now I'm logged into office.com. Head over to the waffles icon. If you see the Microsoft Forms, click on that. If you don't see the Microsoft Forms, simply click on More Apps. If you get to see Microsoft Forms, click on that. If not, click on All Apps. And here you should be able to see the form. So just click on that, which will open up the Microsoft Forms home, and we will be able to create the Microsoft Forms. Now we also have a quiz option, which we will see in the another video. But for now, let's go and click on New Forms. You can also see some templates if you would like to go for employee satisfaction survey, office facility request form, community volunteer registration form. So you can use this template as well and get going. But for now, we will simply start from scratch. So click on New Form. Now here we see the forms designer. So very first is we need to name the form. So let's go ahead and name it. So just give it a name, conference feedback form, and write the description. So here's a recommendation that we also get. Now let's go and write the description. So okay, we have written the description as well, so we are good with that. We have an option to start adding the questions. Now what you can add a choice, you can add a text, a rating, date, and ranking, Likert, which is more on the gauging the attitudes and the opinions about a topic. You can also ask them to upload a file, and then net promoter score, and then a section. Okay, so let's first go and add this section. Now here's the section. So we first need to give the section name. Okay, let's give it a name as the attendee information. Okay, so that should be fine. Now let's go and add the text. So the question is your name. Let's just keep it as simple, and this is not going to be the long answer. Definitely we want this to be passed on, so it is a required field. Add new, again a text. We'll go with your email please. Okay, again not a long answer. We need the email address as well. Okay, as you can see, you don't really have to save it. It continuously keeps saving it, so it is on the auto save mode. So now we have attendee information, your name, and your email address. Now we have a predefined set of questions, but if you really want, you can really click on this lightning icon, and then you can see some recommendations from Microsoft Forms, which is related to the annual conference feedback. So it knows what we are talking about, and it suggests that this can be a question of type text. Do you have any suggestions for us to improve the future events? How likely are you recommended this event to a friend or a colleague? What did you like least about the event, right? So you can see the different data types or field types of the question here, and you can add them if you like. For now, we are definitely going to use some of them, but for now, let's stick with our questions that we would like to ask. Okay, so now let's add new section, and let's call it session feedback. Okay, let's add a choice now, and let's ask a question. Okay, that which sessions did you attend? Let's add the options. Let's first be the keynote speech. Let's add as workshop 1 industry trends. Let's add one more option. Let's go for the panel discussion as well. And let's add one more option, networking session. If you want, you can also add the other option also. But if you know that you only had these 4 sessions, you're good with that. Now, if you want them to select the multiple answers, they can, and you see the radio button is now changed to the checkboxes. Select total options. If you want them to select all, you can keep it no limit, or if you want them to select only, let's say 2 or 3, you can go for equals to, or you can put a limit on how many maximum they can select. So for now, let's just go for no limit. User might really have attended all 4 events if the events are scheduled that way. So let's just keep it open. And we definitely want that also to be required. Now let's ask for a rating. Okay, in this case, let's ask a question. Please rate the quality of the sessions you attended 1 to 5 stars. So level, and if you want, you can also go for 1 to 10, but for now, let's just go with 1 to 5. And symbol, you can also go with the heart, you can also go with some numbers, you can also go with the ribbon, but let's just stick around with the star. You also have the other options as well. Okay, let's keep it also required. Now let's ask a text. However, this time let's ask a long question. So the question will be, what was your favorite session and why? Okay, and let's just make it optional. Let's not have it as the required. Now let's go for the speaker feedback. So let's add a section, call it speaker feedback. Let's start adding a questions for the speaker feedback. And this time what we will be selecting is we'll be selecting the Likert. Okay, let's ask a question, and question is, please rate the following speakers on the scale of 1 to 5. So this is going to be, let's say, speaker 1. We'll not name them, we'll just keep it like that. Speaker 2, and then you can also, let's just go with option 5. So option 1 is on a scale of 1, so it's just option 1, 2, let's just keep it like that, 3, 4, where 5 is the best. All right, and we would like to know the feedback of the speaker so that we can improve the next time. So make it required. Let's make it speaker 3 and also speaker 4, since we really had 4 different sessions. As we see here, we had 4 speakers. Okay, let's also ask a long answer if we have any additional comments for these speakers, and let's make it optional. Now let's add a section again, and this time let's call it suggestions for future events. Well, let's simply ask what are the topics that the viewers would like to participate in. So what topics or speakers would you like to see at the future events? Well, let's not make it required, but good to capture it as well. Let us also ask this time that what of the following formats would you prefer for the future conferences? Okay, all of the above, none of the above, or add all. So instead of this, let's go for in person, then let's go for virtual, that is online, or you would like to go for some hybrid option. Let's ask them, and let's just have them to select one out of these 3. So let's keep it a radio button. Okay, in that case, let's just remove the last wordings there, and we should be good with that. And let's add a optional section now. Let's call it an optional section, and let's add new. Now this time we will be going with the upload file option, and in case if our viewers, in case if our listeners, if they have taken some pictures, it would be really good to get those pictures from them to keep it for a memory. So let's ask them a question. If you have any photos or the documents from the event you would like to share, please upload them here. Now you can limit the number of files that they can upload, the respondent can upload. They can upload 1 file, 2 files, or maximum up to 10 files. So let's allow them to upload up to 3, and then a single file limit should be within 10 MB or 100 MB or 1 GB. Let's just be little realistic here, and let's just keep it for 10 MB. Okay, let's not make it a required field. And now in this case, let's use this question suggestions, and then let's try to use some of these. So do you have any suggestions for us to improve the future events? Yes, let's use this as selected one. How likely are you recommend this event to a friend? Let's use this also, and let's see if any other question makes more sense for us to include just for now. Do you think the event was well organized? Let's keep it. And any other comments or suggestions, let's also just keep it, and just click on add selected. You will see that the questions which we selected is now part of the form. And I think we have now 14 questions, and which should really just be fine. Okay. So that's it. Our form is now fully ready. Now, however, you would see that when you will send this form for feedback, you don't have really any custom background, or you really don't have any jazzy background. This would be a plain vanilla simple form. Let's make it more exciting. How do you do that? Now, when you click on styles, you will see that you have an option to have some custom backgrounds. There we have it, right? So why not to use it, which will make the form little appealing. So let's just see, it's a company annual conference. I think let's just put it like that, which makes it more appealing, more professional. If you want, you can just keep a plain simple color as well. And let's just make sure that while user is really filling up all the 14 questions, they should really feel relaxed. So let's go for some background music, and let's see what this music is. Well, no. How about holiday at Lyft? How about campus refresh? Yeah, this seems to be fine. It just builds the tempo. Let's just keep this. For now, let's pause it. And now our form is completely ready with the background and with the sound as well. Now it's time to share this form to really collect the feedback. Now we know the number of employees who attended this event, so I'm just gonna go and share the forms with those employees. Now for example, I'm just going to go and share it with 2 employees, but in real, you can really share it with as many employees or as many users as you like. Click on collect responses. Now you see you have different options. One is only people in the MSFT can respond. So in this tenant, the user base can respond. One person can respond only one time. So you can go for this option if you would like to get the response only one time. You definitely want to record the name. If you want to have it anonymous, you can deselect it and it will make it anonymous. If you want only specific people to respond, you can go and select this and then specify the name of those people who are only allowed to respond on this survey or this feedback. For now, let's just keep the second option. Now here we have option to send an email or a message, and it would be something like this. So you need to just specify whom do you want to send this forms to. If you do not want to embed the cover, you can simply deselect it and you will see that they would see just this message. Okay, this is something which you can customize. What you see it here, I'm just keeping it as it is. You can change it the way you want. Let's include the embed cover. This is the embed cover, and this is the link which they will click to start filling up the survey. If this is really a company-wide survey and you would like to take a printout of this QR code, so when somebody just hovers the mobile on this QR code, it will link to the Microsoft Forms that you have built. You can take a printout, you can stick it on the wall, on the pillars, wherever you want. You can use this QR code option. If you are embedding this into some of the web applications, into a SharePoint, you can use this embed object as well. If you want to shorten the URL, this is usually the long URL. You can simply click on shorten the URL and it will shorten it as well. Okay, I'm just going to keep it as it is. I'm going to keep the Outlook or the Teams option, and let me just specify the user Adele, and also I know Alex was there, so I'm just going to go and send it to Alex Wilbur also. Okay, let me now then send this. So it's now sending behind the scene, and it has been sent now. So I'm just going to close this. Now I have logged in as user Adele and I'm in the Microsoft Teams. So you can see that Malay has sent it to Alex and Adele, and that's the reason you see them as a group chat. And you see an option of start now, the very same survey which we have sent. If the Adele also goes to the Outlook, Adele can also see the annual conference feedback form which we just sent, and from there also can click on start now. So let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and fill up the survey. I'm just going to speed up the recording so that you can get that quickly covered. Well, let's play the background music. Next section. Let me just pause it. I'm just going to submit this. Click on submit and your response was submitted. That's it. You can also go and save your responses. That is from the Adele site. Now you can see I am logged in as Adele, and when Adele logs into forms.office.com, can see that she has already completed this survey. Now if I flip back as the person, as a user who sent out the survey, you will see that I can see one responses. I can click on one response and you will see just one responses. What's the average time taken for the response? And you can also send a reminder to the people who have not responded. So if I click on this, remind them, you can send a message if you want, and it will also send the reminder. You can see some result summary. So you have your name, one responses, which is of course just my name. Then you have one responses in the email, then which sessions did you attend. So you will start seeing the different statistics from the pie chart point of view. The average rating is 4. Now of course, depending on as many responses as you will start getting, these graphs would change, but that's a very good way to really know how you are getting the results, the answers, the responses from the users, right? You can see this is more on the scale 1 to 5. You get to know how fair or how good, better they are doing. If you'd like to see some more details, you can simply click on more details. Now for an example, this is one response, and here you are not able to see what these images are. So you can simply click on more details, and you will see that this is coming from Edelweiss, and this is a URL of that. So you can simply click and download from here as well. Do you think the event was well organized? So answer is yes. If you want, you can also open results in Excel also. So click on that, click on continue, and this will open this Excel into your OneDrive. And there we have it. You can see this is a response that you already got. Right, so this is how you can actually capture all the responses in Excel and view those responses in the UI also. So I hope this simple example helped you to understand how can you work with different data types or different field types. You can form different questions, send them to the users, let your users fill in those questions, those surveys, those feedbacks, and then how can you analyze those feedbacks in Microsoft Forms. Thank you so much for watching the video.